Okay, we are going to draw dolphins. Now, when we're drawing something that exists in the world, the best thing to do is to look at examples of it first before we start drawing it. So we're going to draw dolphins. We're going to draw and paint dolphins, and I found a couple of pictures of dolphins to look at so we can see how dolphins are shaped, what they look like. So what shape do you see when you look at a dolphin like this? What shape does that look like? Tempe, what shape does that look like?
It looks like kind of a crescent.
Yes. Tempe says that it looks like a crescent. A crescent is a moon shape, a half moon shape. And she's exactly right. It also kind of looks like a banana. So if we were to put like an end at the end, then all of a sudden the dolphin turns into a banana. But if we look at the dolphin up here, it's a little bit different shaped. It's a little longer and it doesn't have that strong curve. But to me, when I looked at them, I saw that the dolphins had a strong oval shape. And so the first thing I was doing was just sketching out the ideas of what that dolphin looked like. And I started with an oval for the main part of the body. And then I made another oval, which would be the part that goes off into the tail, because this part moves. So the tail can go down, the tail can go up, because that's how the dolphin swims along. And then a smaller oval up at the front for the nose. So this is going to be the basic shape that we're going to use for our dolphin drawing. It's going to be made up of 3 ovals, one for the tail, one for the body, and one for the nose. So I just want you to be ready for that as we start doing our sketching. Now the second thing I do after I've decided on what I'm going to draw and basically what its shapes are made of, unless I want to draw something that is exactly what the picture is, I do a sketch. We talked about this in class. We called them studies, right? Artists do studies. And we make a sketch to start with to decide what we're going to do. So I decided I wanted to draw three dolphins, and I wanted one to be over the top of the water. So I put the water way up high, and I have one dolphin up here. And then I have 2 dolphins that are under the water. And so I'm going to draw those 2 dolphins. So we're going to draw dolphins, and we're going to draw them 3 different ways. So now we need to get our paper ready and get ready to make our drawings. All right, Tempe and I got our paper all ready. Now our paper looks a little bit funny because we're going to do watercolor. So if you want to make your dolphins in watercolor, it's best to tape down your paper. You probably remember this from class from when we painted our bunnies, that what happens if we don't tape down our paper. The paper, as soon as it gets wet, it starts to crinkle up and it gets all out of shape. So we taped down our paper first. If you're going to use colored pencils or crayons, you don't need to do this. All right, so Tempe and I are all ready and we're going to start drawing. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the horizon line towards the top of our paper. And this is just going to be just a nice line right across. And that's going to be the top of the water. So that then up here is going to be sky, and down here is going to be dolphins. So it needs to be a straight line, as straight as you can make it. Tempe, can you make a straight line across? Yeah, that's pretty good. Keep going. Because the water is going to lay flatly as it reaches the sky from what we can see. So the second thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our basic beginning oval shapes for our top dolphin. Now pay close attention to how big of a space you have up there in the sky. You don't want to make it too big. And this is going to curve. So this oval shape is going to be very, very curvy because this one is shaped so much more like a crescent, remember? We're going to draw that whole nice curve of that dolphin from the bottom tail all the way to where the nose is going to be. And then we're going to curve it around to make the oval shape that that front oval is going to be. Remember I said it was going to be into 3 ovals. So that top one is our nice oval. That's going to be the back. Can you get that top oval in there?
I don't think so.
Can you make an oval right here?
Uh-huh.
Just make an oval. Make a shape like this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll try. I can't.
Okay, so let's start it so that this part right here is going to be flat. This is going to curve down, and it's going to curve around on each side. Ovals can be tricky, especially when you're just starting out drawing them. Very good. Perfect. Okay, so now we each have our ovals here. Then we're going to draw another oval that points down, that attaches, that overlaps to the back of our oval. So it's got to point in a different direction. It's going to point down. Can you make it point down? Good. You're doing great. Yep, really good. Okay, and then we're going to make a smaller oval on the front side, and it's going to overlap our oval, but it's going to be much, much smaller, and it's going to point the other direction. Good. Okay, so now we have our 3 ovals for our top dolphin. And we're going to go ahead and make our ovals for our second dolphin. Now I want my second dolphin to be like it's in line to go jump to the next, he's going to be like the next one to jump. And so I'm going to make my oval on a diagonal right here. And I think I'm actually going to end up making only 2 dolphins. I don't think I'm going to have room for the third. So I have one oval here on a diagonal underneath. Good. Very nice, Temps. Good. Okay, and I'm going to make my front oval, my small one, overlapping right here. And my back oval, I'm going to kind of, because his tail is sort of flipped up, so I'm going to make it a little bit on an angle right there. So now I've got 2 dolphin shapes, 1, 2. And let's go ahead and we're going to go back up to that top one. And we're going to work on that top one here. So this whole curve all the way over here from the top to the bottom, that is going to be his back. So let's go ahead and put the tail on. Now the tail is going to come off of that back part in kind of like a V shape first. So you're right here at the end. Good. And then it's going to have another V shape in between.
Another bee.
Yep. Okay, good. All right, so now I have my tail for my dolphin.
Mine is very small. I'm just going to go ahead and make it.
Are you going to make it a little bigger?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also swim slowly.
All right, so Tempe's making her tail bigger. And while she's doing that, I'm going to straighten up the bottom of my dolphin by drawing a line from the edge of the tail. And see where it goes in there? I don't want it to go in quite so much. And then just going along the bottom of my dolphin. And then I'm going to erase where these lines overlap right here.
Okay, I'm just gonna start over completely with my tail. I'm trying to make it perfect.
Your hair keeps getting on my drawing. Okay.
I'll just make it like this.
That's fine. I'm going to erase the edge of my C that's right here because that's going to come up. Wow. Okay, so then I'm going to go over to the nose. Now, this oval here is going to be the nose of the dolphin, but that's just the top part of the nose. And so I'm going to draw another half oval underneath it, starting right here and coming around and coming up like this. And then right here, I'm going to come back underneath here and I'm going to come around and I'm going to connect with that one. And then I can erase all of those lines here because then my dolphin is all there. And now dolphins, this is a very happy dolphin because he's jumping for joy. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to give him a nice smile.
Okay. Nice big. I'm gonna make my snake like this.
Now I'm going to look at my reference photo again, and I'm going to see where his eye should go. His eye is right in line with the edge of his mouth. Do you see that? The eye is here and the end of the mouth is here. So I'm going to make sure I follow that because I want to have the anatomy right. Then I'm going to pay attention to how do the fins look when the dolphin is curved like this when he's ready. And the fins are down. If we took a straight line across from the eye, that's about where the fins are. So we're going to do that. We're going to go across here. Looks like I'm going to need to make this part curve up more. It's the fun thing about being an artist is you always get to make changes. So this is going to be the front of the fin here. And the fin shape is kind of like, well, it's kind of like a triangle, but it's a little curvier than a triangle. And he's got another fin on the other side that we can see. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw that in too. So another little triangle. Tempe, are you catching up? There you go.
I wasn't really paying.
And one that goes on the top here. Now remember, if you fall behind or you want to go back and look at something again, you just go ahead and you pause the video, or you rewind it and check things again. So now I've got my jumping dolphin, and I think he's looking pretty good. Okay, so Timbers, so you need to connect this part here and this part here, and then you can erase those lines in the middle there. Those are your guidelines.
This connected exact and then the waist.
Yeah, like you're gonna connect this part right here.
Okay. Connect this.
Good. And then you can erase those, and then he's just a dolphin we don't need to see all his guidelines in there. Yeah, good.
Like, wait.
Erase. Can you erase that one too?
Okay, I'll erase that guy. This.
Okay, and then the other thing we want to do is we want to connect a little bit here. Just a little bit. Maybe make that a little smoother. And can we bring this part down here? And that'll make it a little smoother too. Good. And then you can erase that line there.
Okay,
All right, now let's go down under the water. And we're going to draw the bottom dolphin now. Now this one I'm making up a little bit more because my reference photo doesn't really have him. So we're going to start at the top.
Mommy, I'm going to make mine kind for my mouth. I'm going to kind of make it excited because I'm up next. I'm up next.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. So I'm going to start at the nose, and just like I did, I'm going to make another half oval underneath. So that's the bottom here. And I'm going to go ahead and erase those right away. And I'm going to leave this part here though. Now here, because it's kind of like the dolphin's forehead, I'm actually going to curve around like that. And I'm going to, if we remember from the other one, where is the eye? It's right in line with the mouth. So I'm going to draw the eye in.
And I'm going to draw the mouth and the eye. This is going to be the eye and this is the mouth.
Okay, good. All right, now I'm going to go to the back and I'm going to connect along these edges here.
Connect.
The top part and the bottom. And I'm going to erase all of that information in there. Good. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw the tail. Except this time I'm going to draw the tail a little bit differently because he's kind of at an angle where we're not really going to see the whole tail. So we're going to see part of the tail.
I'm just kidding.
Should we just draw the whole tail? All right, we'll just draw the whole tail. We'll keep it simple, right? Keep it simple.
That's the
There's the tail.
And I'm gonna make my tail kind of like this.
All right, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw his side flippers in. We're going to start them from the middle of the body. And then we're going to do the top one. Now we see a little bit of the top of the dolphin here. So we're actually going to start the top one a little bit right here. Good, need to pull that over a little bit.
And I'm just going to make my top flip up. He's kind of dancing.
See he's dancing?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I see the other side, side flipper right there a little bit. Well, I don't like that because it just looks confusing, like he's got two. So we'll just leave that one out. Okay, so now we've got two nice dolphins, and they are swimming in the water. And if you want, you can add another dolphin down at the bottom. I think I have enough room, so I'm going to add another dolphin at the bottom. And he's just going to be swimming along. Here's my big oval. And my smaller oval, that's going to be the tail. His tail's poking up this way a little bit. And my even smaller oval, that's going to be his nose. Then I'm going to come around and make the jaw.
And this is going
and
to
connect the tail.
I'm just going to leave
Coming
my
back over
picture.
here.
I'm just going to leave my
Erase
picture
my
like this.
guidelines. That's fine. You can leave it just like that.
Yeah, because there's just two little dolphins playing with each other. This is Candy, and this is Candy.
That's Candy.
This is Jelly Bean.
Candy and Jelly Bean.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're twins.
They're twins. Dolphin twins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Because the names are both Candy. Candy.
All right.
Jelly Bean.
So now
Candy.
Tempe has two dolphins in her ocean, and I've got three dolphins in mine, and hers are named Candy and Jelly Bean, and mine are named. What should mine be named?
Izzy, Isabel, and Flower.
Isabel and Flower. Okay. Or I could name them. Okay. All right. But it doesn't matter what my dolphins are named. Okay. So now, but this dolphin is jumping out of the water, so we need to make splashes for him.
Splash.
So I'm going to make these little curly things that are going to be the splashes and drops of water that are coming up out of the ocean there.
I think that is kind of.
Can you do those? That's a little bit tricky, isn't it?
I'm just gonna make kind of like these little curly, and then these things are free like this.
Now, one thing I notice when I look at my reference pictures is that there's little waves in the water. Those are the ripples of the water. Yeah, so I'm going to draw kind of ripples in my water that I'm going to come back and do a little bit of. But I'm not going to worry too much about them. They don't have to be perfect.
I'm just going to make this too. I'm just going to make lines for mine. Just going to make little lines.
All right,
like
and then
this.
once you get to a point where you're feeling like you really like how it looks, you're happy with your dolphins, you've got the right number of dolphins, you're all ready, then it's going to be time to color it. So you can color it however you want to. Tempe and I are going to do ours in watercolor. So